and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for joining us. I am honored today to have some of the best, coolest, slickest, good-looking brothers in the cigar business sitting down with me. Right here, to my left, Brother Ace. Infamous. Leemack912 in the building. And my man, Cigar Recon, Dante. So thank y'all for joining me, brother. Now, today we're going to be experimenting. This is something freestyle. Mm-hmm. If you know what freestyle is, it's like a rap thing. We just come make up some words and we do different things. So today, we got a shout out. Chef Rebel.
Chef Rebel J.
No doubt, because it was this idea really to come up with this concept as far as pairing foods with the cigar. Mm-hmm. So today, what are we smoking, fellas?
The DBL Amarillo.
Nice. Okay, so now because Leemack is here, and he's the professional when it comes to this, Leemack, we're gonna let you take it from here, my brother.
All right. Well, you know how I always say good morning, my cigar smoking family and friends, everybody. It's a good day. Every day is a great day. Today is another great day. Why? Because our subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between the truth and the lie. So you might as well tell it something good. That's what we did today. Pleasure and honor to be asked to be on the panel with my good brothers here. We are going to be smoking this DBL Amarillo by Francisco Almonte. And, my brother Cigar Recon, I said he's the heir apparent when it comes to black cigar makers. If you don't know, you ought to know. If you don't know, now you know. But we were sitting here talking about the cold draw on this cigar, that it had an interesting cold draw. So we said, we're going to start it up or we're going to talk about the cold draw. I said, we got to talk about the cold draw.
Yeah, no doubt.
Very unique. Very unique. Now,
unique, but what's it taste like?
That's $1 million question for me. That's why I said unique. As you notice, I used the word unique.
Ace.
Just trying to escape
Ace.
from being pushed.
Ace, he over there freestyling. You got something there, brother?
Actually, I do.
Go ahead.
It's almost like a dessert. It's sweet. It's cinnamony.
That's you get cinnamon.
Yeah, I get a little cinnamon from it.
You know what I get?
What?
I get a light licorice.
Licorice.
And you know what I said? Cinnamon raisin bread.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Cinnamon raisin bread.
Yeah, this is. I love these. I love these.
Great
These are great morning smoke.
Yeah.
If you haven't had one, you need to get some. But and DBL didn't pay us for that, so.
I know, right? How about that?
Shout out to
still
Francisco because he's a good dude.
No doubt.
You know what? That was funny, man. How saying things, how speaking things can be so suggestive. Mm-hmm. Because in my mind, this was licorice until you just said cinnamon raisin bread, and then I thought about me having cinnamon raisin bread, and immediately it was cinnamon raisin bread to me.
Yeah.
That happens all the time on one of my other shows when somebody else will come up with something and I'll go, that's what it is. Like, when you said Stone at first, I can't figure out what it is unique. And then when you listen, you say, okay, that's it.
What it is.
So let me ask you a question, right? So we got all of this cold draw on here. Cinnamon, raisin bread, toast, dessert, a little creaminess in there, whatever. Now, do we expect it to taste like that when you light it up? That's the question.
No.
Yeah.
I do not.
I do.
I do not.
I do. You'll get hints of that when you light it up.
Okay.
In my opinion, I think you will.
Now, let me ask you, Lee, based on your experience, now you smoked a lot of cigars and reviewed a lot of cigars.
Right.
Has that been your experience? Your cold draw follows up and the smoke is now similar to what you just had on the cold draw?
That's kind of like a yes and no type of question, right? Because flavors in cigars to me are fleeting. Mm-hmm. So it'll be a hint of cinnamon and then it drops out.
Okay.
We'll get a hint of that sweetness and then it'll drop out. It's not like an infused cigar where say like it's a cinnamon raisin toast cigar.
Right.
And that's all we taste in the cinnamon raisin toast. And so sometimes you get it, most of the times you don't. Okay. But the flavors might fleet. So I would say, and again, I've smoked this one as well. It's a great cigar. I would say definitely that cinnamon, you're going to find it in there somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah. So do we light these up now?
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Let's light them up.
That's what we came here to do.
Smoke cigars and eat.
Now, do you fellas have a preferred cut?
Oh, boy. You had to bring it up, didn't you?
Oh, I had to.
You had to bring it up,
I had
didn't you? So I'm a straight cut type of cat. On my channel, all my people always beat me up on it because they always tell me that V cut is the way.
Oh, really?
V cut. I'm not a V cut type of cat, you know, at all. What about you?
Me, I think I prefer the V cut, the deep V cut.
Oh, not a deep V. That's the worst. That's like the devil in my book, boy. Good God.
But I like the straight cut and I do like the punch. It just depends on the cigar that I'm smoking and what I have with me at the time. Sometimes I might just have this little instrument here and it just have the punch on it. So I'm gonna go with the punch like I did today.
Dante, what you think?
Awesome. Thanks very much.
First straight cut.
Straight cut. So, what about you?
Straight cut guy, sir.
Now, you know what's an interesting thing to me? I was in DR.
Right.
Go ahead. Wait a minute. We got something.
You don't taste that when you come on, man. Y'all gotta taste that.
What you taste?
That's cinnamony and that like the raisin bread that you were speaking of earlier. You don't taste that when
I
you
do.
get that first draw. Come
do.
on.
I ain't ready
Come
yet.
on.
I ain't ready yet.
Come on.
I ain't ready yet.
I do get subtle hits from the cold draw. I do get subtle hits, that's just me, but nowhere near as strong as on the cold draw.
But I do have a little.
No, I agree it's not as strong, but it's there.
Now, the point I was going to make about the cuts is that when I was in the DR, we were hanging out in the factories. And what I noticed is that most of the people in the factories didn't have cutters at all. They just kind of flicked off the cap with their thumbnail.
Yep.
I just kind of bit the cap off a little
cowboy
bit.
days.
Yeah.
Went for it.
Okay. Just went for it, but you didn't see a whole lot of cutters over there. I didn't anyway.
Did you try it?
I did it on my, I did a review for Sunday that's coming out that I did exactly that because I was sitting on my porch. I
Right.
didn't have a cutter. I didn't feel like getting up, so I just ripped it off.
So how did it
How
work
did it
out?
smoke? How was it
That's so
drawing?
good. The draw was
A lot,
good.
a lot of tobacco in your mouth or not really? Okay. Okay.
That's what you got teeth for. You can trim that up.
Chew on that a little bit. Like, this tastes good.
Ideally, though, the cigar is well formed before it's capped. So if you're taking just the cap,
Right.
you should not get any tobacco in it.
Should.
Right. Key words.
Should
If.
Yeah.
That's a lot of big ifs.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Exactly.
That's the testament to the rollers, though.
That's true.
Oh yeah. I got a nice retro hell on this too. I don't know if you've tried that yet, but
I ain't really even got smoking yet. I'm just, it's Saturday. I had a late night last night. I'm not even paying no attention. Sometimes it's like we smoke cigars, and it's just about relaxing and enjoying it.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
I agree, man.
So I got to catch up.
I agree.
I'm like, Lee, man, I gotta catch up, brother.
Oh, okay.
Y'all need
So
to
I'm
catch
gonna
up.
go ahead and get into this.
All right, yeah.
I'm gonna taste a little bit of this beef and broccoli.
Beef and broccoli, that's what we doing.
Well, if I ain't know no better, Ace, I think you're hungry, brother.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
really hungry.
Yeah, I haven't eaten no lunch today.
Yeah, I didn't eat it, but I noticed you was looking for more food than what was here. So, I noticed. This was a pairing. Like I said, when you go do a pairing, you don't get the bottom.
Go ahead, call him out. Go ahead, call him out, Smoke.
You came in looking for like a whole meal. Like, yo, man, like that's all we got?
You said
It's fair.
you said thanks for the appetizer.
You seem like I'm hungry. Okay.
That's all right. We got extra rice, man. Get that in that water and you'll be good.
That's why you belly up.
But I will say though, now I do that sweetness, that cinnamon, that raisin, it is there in your mouth. It is there. The retrohale does bring it out. So I have to agree with that.
Maybe it's subjective for me right now.
Now,
Because my rice tastes like something sweet. I
So-
know I got Durham Tiles chicken in, but I'm getting some sweetness. I didn't even get to the meat.
so that's what I was going to ask you. Does the food add to it?
Yo, it just got mad sweet.
Right.
When I ate some of the food and I took a draw,
It's like a
it just
sweeter.
got crazy, like almost like infused, like you know what I mean?
Okay, so that's the same effect that I had. I'm like, man, I just had the rice,
Yeah,
I agree.
and it's
Right?
super.
Oh wow, the retrohale especially.
Yeah,
The retrohale, and then it was like a little toastiness on the end of the retrohale.
That was very interesting.
Yeah, much sweeter to the on the tongue,
Yeah.
on the draw. But for me, not quite as sweet on the retro. You know what I mean?
Well, let me try it with the retro.
And it's interesting because a lot of people don't realize that your nose also plays a big part in what you taste.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You know, that's why when you're sick and your nose is stopped up, you can't taste it. Or they take the flavors are muted. So it's interesting that I got a heavier flavor profile on my tongue, and not that much on the retro.
See, and I got it both. It definitely amped it up for whatever reason.
It did.
Now, you know, one of the things that we'll talk about is chewing the smoke. You ever chew the smoke? Mm-hmm. So they say when you chew the smoke, it activates your salivation glands, your salivatory glands, and your mouth starts watering. So when we ate something, I wonder if we could eat anything.
Right.
Would it then have
That
tasted
effect.
better? You know, wonder. I don't know, because it was more hyped up to me.
Yeah.
Now, have you started to eat? Have you tasted your food yet?
Oh yeah.
Now,
We eating on this end. I don't know what you're doing over there.
Oh, we eating.
well, I know Ace ain't playing.
Yeah, I'm gonna
He
get into
really eating.
I'm gonna get into the general so and see
Huh?
if that's any different.
Okay, I'll do the same.
Now, what's the proper saying with that? I'd heard this thing said about 5,000, but it's General Cow, General Toe.
I just say so.
Just
General
say
Toe.
so. Do we have a proper
Toe so.
pronunciation for the general? The general.
General So.
General sauce.
General So? You betting on that?
Yeah.
Okay.
But in the hood, they don't say that.
Yeah, that's what I'm from. So
from.
that's why I said we had some educated folks down there. So you start mentioning salivatory glands. I said, now you try to use that word.
Hey, listen.
I stayed in my lane.
You know when you go to the hood Chinese spot, you say, just give me a number 7.
Exactly.
It don't matter.
Exactly.
Well, you know what? This is why I pick Chinese food, because it's accessible. If you're in the hood, it's at the corner. If you live in suburban, it's in your plaza. And it's not expensive. It's
This
accessible.
is a great fucking cigar.
Listen.
Yo.
Bruh, this is a great fucking cigar.
Okay, hold on. The spice
Right.
on this General So
Right.
with the mix of that smoke,
Right.
man. I'm gonna be eating and smoking more. You know what I mean? This is
Listen.
crazy.
I was tasting, I was getting the spice.
Man.
Then I hit the cigar.
Yeah.
That sweet, it's like you said, it's almost like dessert in your mouth. Like you eating dinner and dessert.
Wow, that's crazy.
That's nice.
Hey, Rebel Chef Jay, you was on to something with this, man. He was on to something with this.
Yes.
Bro, we gotta do a sit down with you and eat some food and smoke some of your cigars, man. We gotta make that happen. Wow.
Game changer, bro. Because a lot of times when we sit down and we conversate, we ain't paying attention to what we really smoke. We more so into the conversation, let alone eating and smoking at the same time. Now, I smoke and ate, but not intentionally. Just so my cigar wouldn't go out. I'll take a couple puffs, put it down, get back on my get down. But yeah, this is a very unique setup. Get a little spice in my back in my palate out of nowhere. We rolled with something. Like we found something.
Yeah.
Nah,
Now, I wonder if we would have this similar experience if we were smoking something different, like a heavier wrapper, Maduro or Habano. I wonder how that would be, you know? So it's definitely worth, doing another show with a different type of cigar.
Different dish.
A different dish, different cigar. Because, normally you just like, let me go ahead and eat a nice meal,
And then go
sit
smoke.
back, and then I'm going to smoke. It's not really
Smoke and eat.
intentionally, yeah.
But remind you that you got these ashes, you want these ashes falling on your food, so you're mindful of that.
You mix that in.
This tastes really good now.
Seasoning.
Oh, ash wipes.
Now, one of the experiences I had down in DR was a restaurant where you could smoke.
Okay.
So we're out on the back porch, we're able to smoke and eat whatever. It was good. Right on
What did you
the
get? What was the dish? You recall what the dish was?
I don't remember what I had. It was some kind of ethnic spiced pork or beef or something. I'm not really sure which it was. Yeah.
Now, did you intentionally smoke and eat?
Oh yeah. And listen, we was smoking from the time the plane landed.
Oh yeah. What I'm saying, as far as to pick out profiles like we're doing now, and that's kind
Oh
of
no, it was
okay.
just we would just.
Oh yeah. When you're on a trip, you go smoke.
We walked into the restaurant. We were smoking. They brought the food. We kept smoking. Yeah.
That's what's up. But I think I like it more with the General So than the beef and broccoli because of the spice on that General So.
Well, that's not, Dante said it was called something else. Dante, say it again.
No, you said General So.
Shit, so
So?
Yeah.
General Sub.
General stuff. So what?
That's Miles Davis. Now, I can tell you right now, go back to this pronunciation thing. Never been this pronunciation in the hood. General So? Yeah, that was it.
What'd you call it?
General
Toe, General Tao. There was nothing about no self.
General
say that.
General Tosos.
There was no souls.
No so.
Ain't nobody in the hood said, yo, give me some Jerome souls. Never. It was always a tick.
But you know our folks, man. We don't really
Got our own
deal.
language.
Yeah, listen. When you talk about them silent letters and stuff, you look at some of the pronunciations of how you spell your name.
That's a knife.
Yeah, you're right.
That's a knife, Miss Mary.
Yeah, this is an interesting experiment. It's a really interesting experiment.
Now, I got something I'm just thinking when you talked about Miles Davis, right? Cigars and music. I
Yo,
wonder if the music, you listen to a little Miles Davis or you listen to DMX, does it affect the cigar?
Yes, it does.
you think
Talk
so?
about it.
Yes, because part of cigar smoking is a state of being, right? And to obtain certain states of being, you have to be emotionally aware of your surroundings. You have to be in a place where you can be emotionally vulnerable to yourself, right? Good music makes you feel good. That changes or creates spaces where you feel good, and it actually changes your experience with the cigar yourself.
Yeah, some more big college words.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. You took the words right out of my mouth. That's just more philosophizing down here.
But and listen, that's a good thing though, because like you say, when you smoke to relax. I always say it's like a mini vacation. You got an hour and a half vacation. That's all a part of your emotions. One thing you shouldn't do: smoke, chew, and talk at the same time. It ain't too good.
We know the
But think about it this way, right? There are times when you'll have cigars in the same box and have two completely different experiences with it. And you're sitting in the same place, you're eating the same thing or drinking the same thing, but you have two completely different experiences.
Right.
That's because emotion is a factor in your cigar smoking experience. How you're feeling, your state of mind, your state of being when you're smoking a cigar impacts what your smoking experience is.
I agree with that because, that's what I was saying earlier. If we had a Maduro wrapper, how would this experience change, or a Habano wrapper?
Yeah. Well, again, so go back to pairings, right? People will say, well, what do you pair your cigar with? Some people only do water, like we're drinking today. I always do spirits, just because that's what I like, right? Sometimes beer, sometimes spirits. But sometimes I want a cigar, like, so we got the General So's right now. It's kind of spicy. That might match up good with a Habano that's spicy. Or, say I got a Maduro that's more sweet, but I want a little spice. I match that spicy food up with something that's just sweet. It's pretty good, because this is not a spicy cigar.
No.
But the spice is going good with it, though, with the pairing,
Yeah, and back to the music. It's funny because my playlist is all over the place.
Mine too.
I got 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s. Not too much new music, but I got everything from rock to old school hip hop. And it does. When I think about it now, when I'm sitting back, relaxing, just listening to the music, it does add an enjoyable experience to my cigar smoking. You know what I mean?
So your psyche plays a role.
Oh yeah, definitely, man.
I never thought about it like that.
Yeah.
I'm a jazz head, so
Me
I listen to everything, but my heart is jazz, straight ahead jazz.
Right.
Yeah.
But
See, that straight ahead jazz would drive my ass mental.
whoa.
Really?
Hey, bro, hey.
Mention Miles Davis.
But you and I have had this conversation before,
Yes, sir.
right? So you know, I'm the Miles Davis time after time. You know, the
Okay, not the real.
and listen, all that stuff where he's standing there with his back to the stage. Oh, damn, he playing like a motherfucker. I was like, what the hell is he playing? Now, something like that is cool. That's good, right? But when it gets
Not avant-garde now, because there is some avant-garde jazz that
avant-garde
I can't get down with that
right.
either.
You just playing through stuff that ain't even scales. I don't know what it is. You just hitting every.
No, I'm not a fan of that. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. But this was straight ahead, whole train miles, then some younger players. I'm down with that. But yeah, nothing crazy.
That's the stuff I'm talking about.
Like, yo, whoa, put that horn down, brother.
Right.
What is going on right now? I don't know what you're doing.
See, because I like the music to, if I'm listening to jazz or whatever, right? I'm smoking. If I'm in a relaxed mode, I want it to carry on with my relaxed mode.
Right.
I want it to make me feel good. That just is too much tension in them chords, man. I can't.
So,
I know what you're asking. Hold on. I know what you're getting ready to ask.
all right, what am I about to ask?
Where the dessert at? I heard you getting ready to ask.
Where the cake and ice cream
Right.
They got no cookies?
No fortune cookie, no nothing. What's up? What kind of establishment you running in, man?
I do got a mean sweet tooth, but man, this was a very interesting experience. Man.
Yeah, it is.
And I would definitely want to try this with different foods and different cigars, just to compare the experience of this right here.
So, back to the cigar for a second, right? Are we still getting that cinnamon toast, that sweetness that we talked about from the beginning? Stone said he is not.
It is tempered down a little bit, yeah. But I'm still getting slight here and there.
Y'all might need to switch places because I am too.
I am.
Yeah. This side of the table, I'm still getting it, and what's added to it is a spice.
Yeah.
Oh, I got the spice.
So I got a spice. So like it's this. We think about cinnamon as sweet because we always have it paired with sugar, but cinnamon is spicy.
Yeah, it
You know, so and that's what I'm tasting is the cinnamon spice, but it's also got that creamy raisin in there too.
Mine has tamped down.
Now this is a Dominican cigar, right?
Yeah, mine is more spicier.
I won't go so far as to say it's a Dominican Puro, because this looks like it could be like a Ecuadorian, Connecticut route.
Ecuador, Connecticut could be.
Yeah, a little spicy. Sweetness is kind of tampered down.
I know one of the things that I tend not to like about Dominican cigars, in a lot of cases, is they tend to have an earthy, minerally taste to them that I don't like. And the one thing I've always said about Francisco is he makes a Dominican cigar that doesn't taste Dominican to me. This is not typical Dominican to me.
Oh, okay.
No.
What is typical Dominican to you?
Typical Dominican to me is old Flintstone vitamins, that chewable, chalky, earthy, minerally.
This motherfucker said Flintstone.
You asked what it was. You know what I'm talking about now. I understood exactly what you were saying. That's the funny part about it. I understood exactly what you were saying. Yep, the Flintstones vitamins. That's what that mineral taste is to me. It's like that chalk in your mouth, that mineraliness. And, used to like it as a kid, but it had that taste.
Do they still sell Flintstone vitamins?
I don't even know if they know what a Flintstone is.
That's what I was thinking.
I'm
like, folks even know what a Flintstone vitamin. You took it back in time.
I'm dating myself, man.
There are a couple of Dominican brands that I really, really like. That really resonate with me. And the only two that I can speak to that I say that I really enjoy are Fuente and La Aurora.
Interesting.
But when I think about my favorite La Aurora, I like that minerally taste that you're talking about.
That I don't like.
Right, and I never thought about it that way. I just knew that it was a unique taste.
Which one are you talking about? The Cameroon?
Nah, the 115.
The 115? Okay.
Now the funny thing is, right? I don't particularly like La Aurora, probably for that reason. There's some of the higher priced ones. My brother Harry have sent me and said, "Hey, you got to try these. These are better." I'm like, "Yeah, all right, Harry. It's just as bad as the other ones." But the Fuentes, I don't smoke a lot of them either. And maybe that's a reason. No, I'll tell you why I don't smoke a lot of Fuentes. All the bands look the same. I don't know what they. I don't know. Look, I got a Fuente. What is this, man? I don't know. Now I got to Google, try to figure out. Oh, it's got a little green stripe. This one got a black stripe. This one got a red stripe.
Okay.
What is that? You got a PhD in Fuente to be able to know what you're smoking, unless it's an Opus X.
Now that sounds like Tatuaje too, because Tatuaje doesn't really say what they are either. You just need to know the colors of the bands.
Yeah, but listen, I'm a smart guy. I'm college educated.
Right.
But some things, it was a book that I used to have, a business book, and it said, "Don't make me think." And if for the consumer, to me, I'm like, you shouldn't make me think.
No, that's very true.
I like when you tell me, "Hey, what is this cigar that I'm smoking?" Now this one, it fouls on that as well. It says DBL by Francisco Almonte. I know the brand. I know who made it. What cigar is this? It doesn't say Amarillo on it. Well, actually, it did on the footwear. It did. All right, so I take that back. So, the consumer needs to be able to pick it up and say, this is what it is. Right.
This is what I like. Right. And I know I need to go get it again.
Well, another big, another big one who's running afoul of that as well. Who? You sound like an owl now. Padron, come on now. Let the church say amen. Come on now.
I will openly admit that you got to pay attention to what you're buying when you buy a Padron if you want to know which one you're smoking.
Right.
Because it's not clearly delineated, it's not clearly marked on the cigar at all. Right? It's normally on the barcode that's on the cello, if it even came in cello.
If it came in cello, right.
But with that said, Padron is just fucking awesome.
Well,
so it doesn't matter which one you get.
Well,
because all of them are
well. Hey, listen now. I'm gonna let him get away with that because he handed me one last night, and I gave him my Padron hate, my typical Padron hate. I said they're not bad, they're alright. He said, "What you mean alright? Here, smoke this." So, I will admit that.
Did you enjoy that one?
Listen, I have been smoking some bullshit, and I did enjoy it. I smoked it down to the nub. So, but also, I was smoking with my brother, right?
Yeah, that makes
we had good music, we had good time, we had good drinks, and so the company definitely makes a difference. So, I'm gonna tell you that the cigar tasted a hell of a lot better smoking with my brother than smoking it by myself.
Yeah.
Absolutely, it did.
That brings up that brings up a good point, though. Do you prefer to smoke alone, or do you like smoking in a group like this?
So I'm using my analogy with the motorcycle. I just ride motorcycles. I hate smoking. When I found out riding motorcycles by yourself was okay, but when you got with crew, it was a whole different experience. That those dynamics changed for me. So now again, based on our times in our life. Sometimes you got to smoke by yourself. This is how it goes. But I do enjoy smoking with a crew. Again, good conversation.
Right.
Talk some smack. Can have a conversation maybe about cigar, talk about politics, what's going on. Leemack's Bull Trump and everybody. So, we can do all that.
So 2024, we coming back. We coming back.
Don't call it come back.
Yeah, man. I think I left my Trump hat. I left my Trump hat in the saddlebag. My bad.
You have another, my brother.
Let's
keep London.
Now, go ahead.
I'm unique because I like smoking with people, but I don't like smoking with a lot of people.
I can agree with that.
You know what I mean? Right. I don't like large lounges where there are 50, 100 people in the lounge and you're all competing for each other's ear. I want to be able to have a conversation with you, sitting there and have a conversation with you.
Right.
For me, too many people is too much stimuli. And I can't enjoy what I'm smoking. You know what I mean? So at some point, as the old folks used to say, God willing, if the creek don't rise, 2024, I'm going to open a shop.
Okay. God bless.
But it's not going to be like this. I'm going to have 3 round tabletops, like if it maybe 6 to 9 people, and that's it.
Okay.
There ain't going to be no
intimate.
Don't be smoking and you in the wind.
Now, see, me, I'm a little different, right? Because I'm a content creator. So 95% of the time, I'm smoking by myself, and I'm one of those kind of people. Say you're social, we see you interact with people or whatever. But I'm also very good with myself. I'm good company for me.
Okay.
You know, so I don't mind being by my damn self.
Gotcha.
I have no problem with it, and I'm also a multitasker. So most of the times, I'm never doing just one thing.
Right.
So to come over here today and to smoke a cigar and do a show, that's all I'm doing. If I'm at home, like this morning, I edited a video, I'm uploading, I'm doing this, I'm paying bills, I'm doing that, this and that. I'm doing more than just smoking. So that's my thing. And I'm watching, YouTube videos or something like Smoke World Podcast, something like that. Trying to see what Cigar Recon is doing on IG. I'm doing all that stuff.
Yeah, I'm with Lee Mack on that. I mostly do smoke by myself, mainly because the area I live in DC, out in Gaithersburg, there's really no lounges. So majority of the time I'm smoking by myself, except for when I smoke with my Her family on the Zoom, and I enjoy that. But I love those people, so that makes the experience even more.
Right.
But when I do come to a lounge, as long as I'm with people that's cool, ain't on no bullshit, man, it's a pleasant experience. You feel me?
Right. I agree.
So I'm with Lee Mack. I can go either way for me.
Now, I know that we will do, like, every time I release a cigar, we do a Herf. And say, if you bought the cigar, come on the Herf, and we'll do it. So we've done this now 4 times. So by the time we've gotten to the 4th one, we got people that we know. Because we done seen them on 1, 2, 3, or 4 of the Herfs, right? So what my partner will say is, most people probably smoke by themselves, and they enjoy the experience of being able to smoke with somebody else. Even though it's virtually via Zoom, you're still by yourself.
Right.
But you're with other people that you know. And like whoever just said, the conversation is, we're not on no bullshit. It's like, it's not public, so we can say what we want to. Right. And we just let it all fly. But we let our hair down and we have a good time.
Right.
So that's a good thing. That's the part I like about smoking a lot. I like your idea about a small place. My brothers in Kansas City had a small private lounge at one time.
Yeah.
And it was small. You come in and it was like several seating groups. And in the several seating groups, each seating group had a different conversation going on. But it wasn't many. And it was, like you say, it wasn't overstimuli. I agree with you. That large lounge is very big and it's a lot of noise, a lot of conversations. Sometimes I can't hear myself think.
Right.
I'm looking at my smoke, but I can't hear myself think.
Yeah.
I want to be able to hear me think.
A lot of times I go into, especially like larger lounges, like some of the ones that I've been into in PA. And there's so much going on that I'll just pop my earphones in,
Right.
and I'll turn on some Thelonious Monk or Charlie Mingus and just listen to jazz and just completely ignore everybody.
Right.
Just so that I have a moment to myself, but I'm still out with people.
Right.
I'm just not engaging with them.
I'll do the same thing. Sometimes I'll come in and I'm in the corner. by myself. You all right? Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm fine. I'm enjoying myself.
Now look, I see y'all breaking your ashes off.
Yes, sir.
But look at that, man. Y'all gotta let them dimes stack.
Nah, man.
Look at that ass.
I don't want to wear it, man. I don't want to wear it.
You know what?
You know, I had rice that was tasting pretty good, and I didn't want the ash in my rice.
I hear you.
You know, so I was very
I hear
conscious
you.
about my ash with that. Watch
Now-
the ash.
Now I understand all that, but I'm under the guys that I like to let it fall naturally, whether I have to wear it or not. And I've made a few mistakes in my life, but because sometimes I smoke with my shirt off, and I done got
It's like that?
Yeah.
Nature boy type thing?
yeah,
Okay,
and
okay.
I got scars on my chest and my stomach from these ashes. Like I pledged the
So how do you
fraternity or
explain that?
something.
Yeah. How do you explain that?
Cigar, five cigar.
Hey, what's wrong with you, huh? Yeah, well, you know, it's a long story, man.
Sig, five,
I smoke
sig.
cigars. Ash by ash.
Yeah, it's crazy, but
I'm not. Now we talked about that too last night, right? There's some people like so we pushing our ash off. When I see, I can almost tell when it's getting ready to fall, and I'll push it.
Yeah.
If it don't look like it's gonna fall, I'll leave it alone,
Right.
and do whatever. But you'll see some people that will be constantly in the ashtray.
I hate that.
Pushing the ash like they got to, or doing this, you know, like they got a cigarette.
Yeah,
you know?
nervous tick or something. But I think for me, location depends on where I'm at.
Yeah.
So, like I said, home, a little bit more conscious about letting ashes fall because I got carpet. Right. So I'm a little bit more conscious about it.
Right.
Hey, this ash.
You put a hole in my damn carpet.
Right.
Yeah,
I'll let
yeah,
this
yeah.
fall.
Then you got to hear from your wife, right now.
Right, mind your business. So, same thing in the car. I'm a little more conscious because the wind's blowing, I got the windows down. So the ash gets too long. That wind, boom, that's all over the place.
That's an interesting thing, right? So you say you smoke in your car.
Absolutely.
Y'all
Yeah.
smoke in the car?
Yeah, mobile
right.
lounge,
My
baby.
car,
Mobile lounge.
Hey, now the funny thing is, in my old car, I used to smoke in it all the time, right? But I'm weird though, because after I finish smoking, the next day I don't want my car to smell like smoke. So that was the thing. So when I got the new car, it was like, man, it take me 2 or 3 days to get the smoke out. But now I got an ozone machine, so I just put that on and I'm good.
So now you're back to smoking your car.
Not often though. Not often. Well, usually when I'm taking a long trip. So if
Yeah,
I-
that's when I do.
if I'm going, I got a 2-hour ride.
Yeah.
You know, I definitely will smoke on the way back.
That makes a big difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing to trip.
Like when I ride up here or I'm riding home, I might, light up something. Got the sunroof open, got the windows down, so it really doesn't get that smoky in there. You know what I mean?
I don't know. For me, it's like it seems like with all of the wind blowing, to me the cigars just don't taste as good in the car to me. When I'm somewhere where the smoke is just naturally billowing up. I don't know.
Interesting.
That's like
Yeah.
smoking on the motorcycle. You know.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Yeah, I see cats do it.
I seen a cat do it.
You know what it could be?
What's that?
It could be the fact that you're not focusing on your cigar. Right. Because when you're driving, you're focusing on your traffic.
You would hope so. You would hope so.
You know, but that very well could be what it is.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times you get into it. No, keep going back to this, but you get into a zone, a state of mind where you are enjoying what you're doing, and if you can't focus on that, the experience is not the same.
That's true.
And you're right. And that's probably exactly what it is for me, because a lot of times when I'm smoking, sometimes, like I say, I'm just me and the cigar and I'm just looking at the smoke. You know? It's like my ex-wife used to come out and she would be like, well, what are you thinking about? Nothing. You gotta be thinking about
You like
something.
getting deep thought.
I'm like,
Nah, I'm chilling.
no, I'm not thinking about anything in particular. I'm just chilling. Yeah. Looking at my smoke, chilling.
Yeah.
I might have 1,000 thoughts in a second, and then they all gone. You know?
All fleeting.
Yeah.
I mean, but to Dante's point, really, you are in a zone when you're smoking. So that's exactly what it is. You feel me?
Now, just to revisit, going back to the lounge scenario. So for me, when I go to the lounge, I'm sociable. I'm looking to be social because I smoke home by myself. So when I go out, I'm looking to be social
Speaking of a brother that smokes and rides,
and have a conversation. So again, these big lounges, I guess, as a business owner, they come from the perspective of trying to make money. Because like I say, intimate lounge, you only get, let's say, 6 to 9 people in there. They figure, I'm messing up my money. I open this business up. I want more people to come in. I need to fill these seats. They buy more cigars.
That's
So
a
I
good
guess it's
point.
going to be two sides to that. But like I said, a lot of times you do go to these big places. They noisy, can't talk, and it's like, okay, they got to fight for seat.
Well, let me ask Dante. You said you wanted to open a small intimate lounge. Could you have like an area just like almost like a VIP area, and then have another area where it's more open for everybody? Or would that work for you?
I mean, I could do that. I don't want to though.
Or you just want to keep it intimate?
I want to keep it intimate.
Oh, okay.
I want my spot to be like a good fella.
Be like Ray Liotta. Ah!
It's like 8 or 9 dudes, max. My crew, and they're smoking.
Okay.
We have a good time.
This ain't a clubhouse.
Right.
Okay, you want like a clubhouse.
Right.
So it's not really about the money then.
Right, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
It's about the environment and the space.
Right.
Right. I want somewhere where I can go work. I would love to be able to go work and smoke cigars.
Oh, yeah.
Spot. And I've come in here a couple of times at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
When there's no one around.
Right.
You know what I mean? Got to come through the back door, turn the alarm off, make some coffee, a cup of coffee, I light up a cigar, and I get to working. The minute someone else comes in at 11 o'clock, even when they come in and they open up the store, I'm out.
Right.
I just want to be able to sit peacefully and have a cigar.
Right.
Well, let's shout out. We at Spartan.
Yes.
We at Spartan Cigar Lounge. Is this Maryland or Delaware?
128,
Yeah.
128 East Pulaski Highway, Elkton, Maryland.
Yeah.
21921.
Elkton, Maryland in the building.
Well, fellas, is anything, because I want to hold your day up, you know, as we wrap up with this experiment, have we learned anything? Or is there anything moving forward if we do another one that we may need to add, take away?
I don't think it's anything we need to add or take away, except for, the different kind of cigar we smoke, maybe different foods. But this was a very interesting experiment because I'd never really ever thought about smoking and eating at the same time until Chef Rebel J,
Yeah, plant that seed.
planted that seed basically. And this is cool.
I would love to have the same food, but smoke a different cigar next time.
Oh, keep the same food and different cigar?
Let's see if we can
Now-
change it. Okay.
What I'm going to do is, we did I went last year to ProvadaCon, and part of the deal was we had cigar food pairings,
The Philly? Is that the
Florida,
Oh, Florida, okay.
down in Orlando.
Okay.
But we started with the first course. We had courses, right? First course was cold brew coffee, a cream donut, and a cigar. Then we went to our main course and a different cigar.
Oh,
Then we went to dessert
Gotcha.
and a third cigar.
that would be interesting.
So I would say we add a dessert to it to see what does that dessert course add to it as well. And maybe we switch up on the drinks too. Maybe we start out with water, maybe we add a little something to it later on, see if that changes it at all.
I like that. Definitely. But now the question becomes, based on timing, do we not smoke folk cigars?
Right.
You know what I mean?
No, you're not gonna smoke those.
Yeah, no. As I said, they'll move to the next cigar.
Yeah, but just from these different thoughts, it's so many different combinations.
Yeah,
So many different things you can do. It's amazing. Especially if you've never really thought about it, you're like, damn, it's a whole different experience to smoking a cigar.
Right.
Yes, it is.
But it was good though. I think it was a good experiment. It's a good experience. I definitely enjoyed the cigar. I think again the cigar tastes better with the food. The cigar tastes better with the company. So yeah, the food and the company is like a double bang.
Yeah.
Double whammies.
Yeah, no doubt, man. No doubt.
Well, thank you, brothers, for participating in the experiment. We were smoking and eating and pairing. Again, we had Chinese food. I like the idea, Dante, that we change it up on the cigar, maybe keep the same food, just to see if we get anything different. Yeah.